So during the week, guys, you have your schedule, and say on Thursdays or whatever, Mondays, Thursdays, or Wednesdays, you went in every year at 7:30 to lift. Now maybe, you know what, you get in at 8 o'clock. You don't lift as hard after practice. Maybe, or now I don't know, they have it on the iPads and stuff. Maybe you don't watch, just what he said, you don't watch as much film as you normally did. Sometimes a group of players will go in together and watch. Sometimes someone now will splinter off. Hey, I'm going to get home. So he is exactly right. It's the preparation during the week. It's not the trying on the field. Unless, and this one, guys, I'm not going to lie, this one pissed me off bad. George Pickens from Pittsburgh. When this guy out on a play, out on the edge, blocking, stops blocking a guy while his running back is coming his way, and the guy comes off of him that he quit blocking on and makes a tackle. And he brings up, I didn't want the Tank Dell situation. I didn't want someone running into the back of my legs and hurting me. So he friggin' quit on his other 10 guys because he was concerned about what might happen to him on the field. I can't tell you how much that angered me, because to a man, anybody that's finished playing this game has said, what do you miss most? I miss the locker room. I miss the team. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the fellas being together. And this guy quit on that play on his team. I don't want to sit here and throw back in my day thing, but you guys know the personalities on my team in Philadelphia when Buddy Ryan was the coach. I can't even fathom if we were in the film room and that play ran in there and that guy stopped and everybody asked him why, and he said, I didn't want to get hurt. What might have happened to him in that film room? That was a joke to me. And then you hear Rich Eisen saying TJ Watt had told him that some of the younger guys didn't really practice that hard or didn't really practice the way Tomlin wanted him to. And I started thinking Mike Tomlin's going to be in football hell. You know, if all of a sudden these guys aren't doing the things that he wants them to do, because he is a great coach. But Tony, I'm not going to lie, that one got me.
Because that is not Pickens just deciding at that moment to do that. That is behavior of how you prepare, how you practice, that is allowed for whatever reason in the locker room. And I'll go back, because you're right. We had good years and bad years when I was in Jacksonville, but one thing we had is a strong locker room, and I'm not going to name the guy, but we had a young player who was really talented, but he didn't like to prepare correctly, and he didn't like always showing up on time, and he didn't like always doing what he needed to do at night during the week. And so we just had enough of it, and we took care of it in the locker room, and we made sure he understood through a set of actions that happened, that behavior was not tolerated, and that wasn't going to be okay, and that's not who we were. And so I think the George Pickens stuff, you get what you allow. And so why are you allowing that if you're Mike Tomlin?
Can he recover from that with his teammates?
Well, there's only one way you can recover, and that's by being out in the field and doing your job. But remember, you had Deontay Johnson as well, not diving on a live ball.
Right.
And you try and look at leadership in the locker room, and for that team, it's basically it's Cam Hayward and it's TJ Watt, right? Those are really the veteran leaders of that team. So Tony's right. That stuff that when the team sees that happen, that should be and I'm not saying you got to sit there and, knock a guy out in the locker room, though. I'm sure, that's, I'll let that one.
Tony's
lie.
laughing.
I'll let that one.
By the way, Tony, name names. Just name names.
It's Christmas.
No. I'll say this: you have great locker rooms, and you have good friendships and everything. I don't know how it is today, but when I was playing, there were fights.
Yep.
Things were handled, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not giving I have an opinion, but I'm going to leave that aside.
All right.
But things were handled in the locker room. And my problem, and I agree with you, I have a ton of respect for Mike Tomlin and what he's done as a coach. At the end of the day, though, that's a reflection on him. Whether, it doesn't matter. And at some point as a coach and as a team, you have to make a decision. And you have to make a statement. And I think at times the statement is, if that's who you are, then you're not going to play. And it might hurt the overall team, but it sends a message, because you're not going to go anywhere with those guys anyway. And so you might as well bite the bullet and say, not on my team. You play like that. You practice like that. That's the effort you give. You can just be inactive. I don't care.